Nice little fight, really.
The shot establishes everything wide with her running towards the camera as I'm crabbing left. As she falls, I tilt down with her and pedestal the camera high up to make her look weaker. I continue the motion moving left as I show the actor enter. I'm prepared to pull back for the kick and follow wherever she goes. This was different each take because it depended on where the sword landed. As she stands up, I'm careful not to step on the actor as I hinge around her to the left and reveal the other actor. I'm now following the action and need to be sure I'm in a good angle to make the headbutt look real. After the kick, I need to keep them both in frame, so I move to the left, but need to correct as she moves right so I don't stack the actors. I get the angle I like before he attacks and keep them in frame as I move the camera around a bit to keep the excitement up. When she dodges him, I pan with her as I move to the right to get the front of her face, and for the surprise accidental stab towards the actor. I wanted it to be a surprise for the audience as much as it was for the characters. Then quickly pull back wide to get the brief confrontation, push into the actor to show that he's over it, and then wrap around him to show her being attacked again. I dolly in with them, and I know that once the swords go down, I need to be in good framing for the punch to happen. As she falls, I pet up the camera to show her vulnerability, and to make him look large and intimidating in the frame. I need to be careful to frame out the other character for the surprise here, and to make sure he has enough space in frame to tell what's happening. I use their movement to pan with them and crab right to get their faces and hits in frame during the fight. Then, when he falls out, I'm sure to leave enough space for the actress to enter the frame. When they rotate around, I pan with him and move to my next spot. I wanted him to be smaller in frame than the two characters in control, and to visually show that they are in this together. During this fight sequence, I am slowly walking in close to him as his world shrinks, and panning with the action so you can see what's going on. It was easy to lose him here, so when the kick happens, I tilt down right away and would ped the camera up as high as I could to make him look weaker. I then rotate around him, slowly getting the camera lower and lower until I'm as low as I can go and directly over his face, with enough space to tilt up to show our actress breaking the fourth wall. I wanted it to feel like nobody was safe from her, including the audience. Then as they walk away, I slowly pull back, revealing the body. So let's take a look at our first take and see what changed after the original plan. I'm also going to speed ramp the video so I don't have to talk quickly. I also forgot to turn on the volt for this take and didn't notice until about halfway through. This is after we did a few rehearsals at half speed, so I could remember the choreography and make some changes I knew would be a problem before we even had to look at it. And action! It starts with the actors doing the same thing, but for me it started walking backwards. I thought it would look good to be moving with the actress for a bit, but for this to have worked I would have had to have been moving a longer distance with her. I could have started closer to her in Don Juan, but I thought it was pointless information I was adding. I then went in between the two actors with a shot that kind of resembles the way the story ends. I would have gotten the framing right after another take or so that's not why I changed it. I thought it had a clunky look, so I instead passed in front of her before she fell. Take a look at them quick side by side. We did have some problems with the sword going in different directions, although it doesn't in this shot. But this was mostly fixed by having the actor throw the sword forward as he would fall. It was still impossible to aim, but it would get much closer to her and be more consistent. This framing looks about the same to me. I noticed now that this was the spot I had to look out for, so I didn't stack the actors. You can see that you really can't see him come at her, so to fix this, I had to pick a side to go to. This would be whatever side I thought looked better during the take, and was improvised. As she dodges him, I ended up sticking with him in this take. I don't remember if this was intentional or not. Probably not. If he then lunged back at her, it would have been fine, but he doesn't do anything, so I changed the point of interest to the other actor. I just had to make a mental note to stick with her at this point. I also shot this part a bit too wide, allowing you to see what the guy in the brown pants was doing. It almost looks like he is hanging out waiting to get stabbed, so I made sure to frame him out next time, and only add him in right before the near miss. I decided to commit more to the medium shot for his reaction here, and to let the motion continue to the over-the-shoulder shot. I think I probably couldn't remember what to do here, because it gets a little awkward with them moving in and out of frame. I also lifted the camera up way too early. I made sure to note when the punch would happen and do it then. This part looks very similar to me. As he spun away, I made the mistake of sticking with her this time, but this was really his moment, so I have to do an awkward pan over to him. We spent a bit of time making sure this point lined up correctly. It was the only safe spot for me to get into the bushes, and I really liked the way the three lined up. I think the actors marked it with a rock or something because they got it every time. Of course, I missed him with the kick. This took a couple practice tilts to get right, and remembering to tilt as he's kicked and not follow his action down. If you follow it, it's going to be too late. I'm also too early with the tilt up. I waited from then on to see the crossed swords in frame before I would tilt up. You could always stay on his face a little bit longer. Now. I also cued her for the death blow each time because I wanted it to be timed correctly with the tilt up. I think most likely I could have shown her what time to do it based on the tilt of the camera, but I didn't think of it. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. I had a lot of fun making it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and check out some of my others. This is my 29th breakdown so far, and I have them all on a playlist. I also made a how-to guide about Steadicam for beginners, and that's my most popular series.